Students, standard 10 subject social science, and today 8th of July, and you know that we have discussed about chapter number 15 economic development. I already informed you that it's an important chapter and a little bit tough, so please watch the video carefully and go through the worksheet so you will be getting the easiest way to prepare the question answer. First of all, we take a glance over what we have done in the previous or last video. So first of all, we have done in the last video that our first topic that we have discussed about that economic development. So if you remember that I told you that economic development, it means what? Economic means related to money, but economic development in the sense we can say the development which is related to economy only, that much not. We can say the social change is also the part of economic development, or it has the many phases also. So what is the definition of economic development? Yesterday we have discussed about the definitions of economic development. So in that three parameters we have decided. For example, constant increase in national income. Second one is that increasing per capita income. And the last one is change in a lifestyle. Now you just see that these are the three parameters. Through that we can say that it's economic development. For example, constant increase in national income. What is national income? The income which is earned by the citizen of the country. Second is that increasing per capita income. Now what is per capita income? The formula I have given yesterday, last videos. For example, total national income divided by total population. Now you just see, students, now whatever the numericals you get, it's called per capita income. And change in a lifestyle, it means you know that change in a lifestyle includes the facilities of like education, medical, health, then we can say shelter, food, clothing. These all things you can say improve by generation. So if these three parameters are the base of the economic development, so the definition of economic development we have done. After that we have talked about that economic progress and development. Now student, if you remember that we have done the difference between economic progress and economic development. In that we have talked about economic development is a qualitative, whereas economic progress is a quantitative. Three or four difference we have discussed. Second is that we have discussed in the difference is that here economic development is done through the new research in the production system. New research, it means, for example, we have taken the example of, you can say, farming. It means agriculture. In agriculture, through the new research, for example, hybrid seeds, chemical fertilizers, you can say a tractor and other facilities. So due to that, the production is increased. It is called economic development. Whereas in agriculture, if the agricultural land is increased, so it is called economic progress. So second difference that we have talked. Third difference we have talked about that generally the increase in the per capita or national income of the developed nation is called economic progress. It's called developed countries. And here increase in the national income of developing countries, it is called economic development. So that we have discussed. And most important and 3 marks questions that features of developing economy. Now if you remember that, first of all, how can we say that it's a developed country or developing country? What are the criteria to decide it? So $735 according to World Bank report, according to World Bank Development Report 2004, they have suggested that the countries whose per capita income is less than $735, that country is categorized as a developing country. And what are the features? It means this kind of features we can easily notice in the developing economy. Now total 9 features is there. I will just take a glance on it. First of all, the first feature is that less per capita income, less per capita income. Now generally what happens, students, in developing countries what happens, the national income is too high, but when it divided by the total population, because the population is too high, so what happens, we can say that the per capita income is remains low, and due to that only the per capita less income is seen. So it is the first feature of the developing economy. Now with that, second one we are talk about the population growth rate. Now population growth rate, population growth rate. Now students, the population growth rate is 2% or more than that. Now it's also too high, that we have done a calculation also, because in the developing countries the population is too high. Now the third features of developing economy is that, dependence on agriculture. Generally what happens in developing countries, their main occupation is agriculture, and generally 60% of total population of the country is engaged in the agriculture activities, and only they are share 25% into the national income. That is the huge things that we have discussed. Then fourth number that we have discussed is about that unequal distribution of income. Unequal distribution of income. Now if you remember that, students, rich 20% people shares 40% in national income, and poor 20% people just add 10% into the national income. So it's numericals that you must have to remember in the fourth point. Now fifth point that we have talked about, that unemployment. The ratio of unemployment is more than 3% of total labors, that we have discussed. Then sixth point that we have discussed about poverty. The rate of poverty is too high. Generally the people's basic necessities, for example food, clothes and shelter, is not satisfied. So that we have discussed. Generally this thing is also might be the main features of developing economy. And the eighth one is that infrastructure. You can say insufficient infrastructure facilities, for example banking, transportation, education, you can say health, hospitals. These all things also not providing a sufficient facilities. That is also the main features of developing economy. And the last one is that imbalanced trade. Generally the developing countries are sending, it means exporting agro products, or you can say mineral ores, which the values of that things are too less, while they are purchasing the mineral oil and the machineries, that value is too high. Due to that they will be having the foreign debt. So this entire 5 or 3 marks questions that we have discussed. Okay students, so now today's our topic is, generally today we are taking a 2 question answer, that is of 2 marks, and it is also simple, or you can say important for our examination. Now students, our today's topic is the difference between economic and non-economic activity. This question is asked for 2 marks, and generally we are writing only 3 points to each. Now what is economic activity and non-economic activity? It's a very simple. You just see that economic is related to money. It means here you need to write down or note down the points which are related to money, whereas here non-economic activity means that it is not related to money. So now generally what happens here, we can say related to money means that we need to write the points in such a way that it generally having the or money involved in that. And economic activities, for example, and economic activity is, you can say, to earn the money or to spend the money, and economic activity is to earn or to spend the money. It means money is used in exchange of activity. Here very simple, you just see that an economic activity is to earn or to spend the money. It means what? We can say that money is used for the exchange of goods and services, or you can say money is used in exchange of goods and services. Very simple. Goods, if you write or activities, doesn't matter, or service or activities we can write, it is similar things, understood, but it is look better that we have written services. It means what? Money is generally used in exchange of goods and services. For example, if I will purchase something from the market, so what I have to give? Money. Instead of money, that I will get something, it is called goods. For example, if I want to give something to somebody else and to provide that facility they are taking the money, so it is called services. In same way, money is used. The main point is that money is used. Whereas here and non-economic activities non-economic activities non-economic activity is not undertaken through the money. Very simple. Here what we have done, money is that, but here non-economic activity is not undertaken for money. It means money is not involved anywhere in this, understood, or to earn the money is not undertaken for or to earn the money, to earn the money. Now first difference, I think so it is clear. Now we will write a second difference about that. Same thing, production, or you can say production of goods and services is undertaken to earn the money. It means production and services. Production and services is undertaken to earn money. Very simple. Production, or you can say services, are provided. Their main aim is that to earn the money. Now here free of cost services are provided by the non-profit organization or to serve the society. Here free of cost, we can say that free of cost that services are provided to serve the society. Now you just see that free of cost services are provided to serve the society. It means the money is not involved over here. Or you can say different organizations also that we have done that the different organizations also providing their services free of cost. That is not the part of, that is the part of non-economic activity. Now the last and very simple thing is that here what we can say, example. Students, please remember that whenever you write the differences, and if possible, you must have to write the last point is the example. What is the example of that particular differences? Okay, so here example is that industry. Second thing is that artisans, or you can say farmers. So many things. Here you can write also that doctors, teachers, even the private hospitals. These are the examples of it. For example, I will write here that private hospitals. Understood? Here artisans, or here you can write a different thing. For example, doctor. For example, doctor. What the economic activity to earn the money? Why the doctors are providing the service to us? Because they are taking the money. For teachers, for example, teachers. For example, I am teaching to you. Why? Because I earn the money. For example, advocate, lawyer. What they are doing? They are doing same thing to earn the money. That is why they are providing the services. So that is the last thing that we have discussed about that. You can say that examples of it. Now here examples. It's very simple. Social workers, and a mother nurturing to her child. You just see that social workers, they are never ever asking about the money for doing the services or etc. And second one is the best example of that, mother nurturing to her child. For example, to grown up the children's, mother is taking the fully care of them, but never ever you have seen that mother is taking the money for that. For example, if I am teaching to you, then I will get the money, but if I am teaching to my child only, it means to my son, I will never ever take the money. So here my activities also is included there. Understood? So it is the 2 marks questions that we have discussed. What is that? Difference between economic and non-economic activity. That we have written 3 points, very simple points. You just note down. It means keywords we have to note down. Production and services is the most important here. Here money is used for the exchange. This is the things. Understood? Here non-economic activity is not undertaken to earn the money. Understood? Here free of cost, it is the most important thing to serve the society. So these are the most important keywords that I have done. Here the activities which that we have done, that I have underlined so you can understood. So this is the most important questions that we have discussed. Now we'll discuss another question. Now students, just see that our next question is that describe the structure of the Indian economy. It means we know that in India the various occupations and professional fields are there. Through that the peoples are earning the money. But these all activities should be divided in different sectors. For example, that is the question only. You just see that structure of the Indian economy. It means Indian economy, how the people of India earn the money. So to check these things, the Indian economy is divided into 3 sectors, or you can say 3 total parameters of that of Indian economy. In that first one is that primary sector. Now very simple students, you just see that in school we have heard these words primary schools. It means from 1st to 5, from 1st to 7 or 1st to 8 like that. Okay, primary means first we can say. So here primary sector, very simple. Here agriculture and agricultural activities like cattle rearing, cattle feeding, cattle breeding. That we have discussed a primary sector, agriculture and agriculture related activities. In that we have talk about first cattle rearing, then cattle breeding, then fishing, then you can say poultry farm, collection of forest product, Now just very simple students. Primary sector, it means what? Agriculture related activities like cattle rearing, cattle breeding, fishing, poultry farm, or you can say animal husbandry, collection of forest product. These all things are included. And if you forget about these things, you just remember that our ancestors or that ancient people, or you can say Adi Manav, which activity they have done first? Agriculture. That is called primary activity, or you can say primary sector. Understood? That is the first topic that we have discussed. Now second one is that secondary sector. Now students, secondary sector, it is also called industrial sector, or you can say manufacturing sector. Generally what happen in board examinations or in such kind of examination, they twist the questions for 2 marks that please write a note on the manufacturing sector. So at that time you must have to remember that secondary sector itself known as manufacturing sector, or you can say industrial sector, because in secondary sectors what have you that small and large scale industries. Here small and large scale industries small and large scale, it means where the number of employees are too less. For example, 50, 30, 40 employees are working. It is called small scale industry, where their raw material is also too light, not too heavy. And large scale means what, students? There is a large number of employees are working. For example, Reliance, understood? You can say GNFCs, understood? It's a large scale industries in that thousands of employees are working. So small and large, both scale industries as well as factories. Apart from this, construction, electricity, gas, then you can say water supply. These all activities are included in the secondary sector, because you know that there is a something in that is manufacture. It means they are going to be prepared. For example, if I will take any activity that is related to manufacture, or you can say they have to produce. For example, I will take construction. Understood? For example, construction of any building. So here what happened? A large number of people are working over there. Understood? First thing that. Second thing is that they are producing something. That is why this activity is included in secondary sector. For example, if I take electricity, okay, to generate the electricity, we require large number of people, and they are providing something to others. So if you take any activities, it is related to secondary sector. And here what I will do that small pin to big machines, small pin to big machines are made. You know that small pin, it means, or you can say that from needle to huge aeroplanes are manufactured in the industries. That is why it is called manufacturing industries also. Get it? Now, third one is that service sector. Very simple, student. From words only you can understand service. What is the meaning of service? For example, if you want something and in return they are getting the money and they are providing you service, it's what service sector. Understood? But if I will write the activities, then you can understand what is included in service sector. So in service sector, first of all, trade, communication, banking, then airways, waterways, you just say that these all are providing you to a service instead of they are getting the money. For example, banking. If I select the activity banking, in bank what we are doing, we just deposit our money, we carry out our monies. So that facilities they were providing, instead of that they are getting the money. So service we get instead of they get the money. That is why it is called service sector. It means they are providing you a service. Many more also we can able to write over here. Apart from this, tourism and entertainment also. Tourism, entertainment, even railways also. So many examples are there which provide you a service sector. For example, telephone exchange. Understood? So these many things, those who are providing you service, instead of they are getting the money, that is included, that activity is included in service sector. So students, here we have discussed two marks question, a structure of the Indian economy that is divided into three sectors. Now just we talk about little bit of it. For example, primary sector generally having the large occupations of the developing countries. It means you know that in last videos we talk about features of developing economy. In that we talk about dependence on agriculture. It means generally what happens in developing countries, majority of people will be having their main occupation is agriculture. It means they are engaged in the primary sector. But now after slowly and steadily we just see that the primary sector, or you can say agriculture, decrease their, you can say, portions into the national income. Now 60% people of our country is engaged in the agriculture sector, and they are just providing 25% into the national income. That is too less. That is why nowadays what happened, the secondary and service sector is improving a lot, and that is why people are now engaged into these two activities, and due to these two activities our national income is also raised. Understood? So students, today we have discussed two questions. First one is that difference between economic and non-economic activities, and then after 2 marks questions, describe the structure of the Indian economy, that is divided into 3 sectors. Thank you students.